Welcome to the Walton Pi. Today I'm going to go through a problem that might show up on an early calculus test. If this sort of video is helpful, please consider subscribing because it really does help me stay motivated and continue to make these videos. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this problem. So if we have this problem given to us on a test and it says if sine of x is negative 12/13 and x is somewhere in the region from pi halves to 3 pi halves, so that tells us where the angle's living, what is cosine of x? Well, the first thing I would do is I would start to draw a picture. So because we know it's in pi halves to 3 pi halves, we know it's going to be in the second or third quadrant, so it's somewhere in this region here. And then sine of x is negative 12/13. So we have a couple possible triangles that we might be able to draw. We might have a triangle that's living up here, or we might have a triangle that's living down here. The question is, which one of these is it going to be? Well, what we can always do is the hypotenuse, that's the radius of the circle. That's always going to be some positive number. And in this case, since sine is opposite over hypotenuse, the hypotenuse is going to be 13 in both cases. So here's 13, and here's 13. And then we're going to label the opposite side to either be positive if it is above the x-axis or negative if it's below the x-axis. So because it's 12/13, we know both of these are going to be 12, but this one down here is negative 12 because that one is below the x-axis. So that means we know that our angle x is really this angle. So that's our angle x right there. Now the question is, what's cosine of x? Well, cosine of x, we're going to have to figure out what is our adjacent side. And the nice thing about 12 and 13 as two sides of our triangle is the Pythagorean theorem actually will give us out an integer. Because we don't know what this is, so let's call this a. So that means we know that a squared plus negative 12 squared is equal to 13 squared. So a squared plus 144 is 169. A squared is 25. So that means that a is positive or negative 5. So which one is it going to be? Is it going to be positive 5 or negative 5? Well, positive values are going to be on this side, but since this one is in the pi halves to 3 pi halves, that means that our adjacent side is going to actually be the negative. So we're going to say that this side is negative 5. Now that we have all of those different sides labeled, what's cosine of x? Well, cosine is adjacent divided by hypotenuse. So that means that in this case, cosine of x is going to be a negative 5 divided by 13. And that is the answer you should pick on your test. Thanks so much for watching. If this was helpful, please consider subscribing. And if you really liked it, please like the video. If you have other videos you'd like me to go over, please leave those in the comment section down below. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day and good luck with all of your math.